Time for Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero. When it comes to news on 95.1 FM, weather always comes first. Significant winter storms will track across the lower 48 through the week. Blizzard conditions for the plains and Midwest. Strong to damaging winds, severe thunderstorms, and heavy rainfall from the deep south into the northeast. There's also another system bringing in heavy precipitation to the Pacific Northwest, and that'll wrap up tomorrow. Even Hawaii is not immune to this. A cold front enters the islands and it's going to bring in some very heavy rain. Closer to home, very cold wind chills today. Another storm system arrives Thursday with the potential for gusty winds, blowing dust, and maybe some light rain or snow. We'll have another look at the weather following this news. Please be aware that the City of Alamogordo facility maintenance crew will continue work on the traffic camera and cabinet upgrades. Today they're going to be working on Indian Wells and Washington, as well as First in Florida. Tomorrow it's First in Maryland, as well as 10th and College. They'll be working from the hours of 7 to 5. Please be advised and use caution in the area. The Otero County Planning Commission will conduct their regular scheduled meeting today at 1 at 1101 New York Avenue. Copies of the agenda will be available in the lobby. If you have any questions, call 575-437-7247. The Alamogordo City Commission regular meeting is tonight at 6:30. 311 Virginia, 800 Virginia, and 1110 Uranus are all considered a menace to public comfort, health, peace, or safety, and ordering abatements. Property owner Stephen Valdez is requesting to be granted a special permit to permit his son to continue residing within a recreational vehicle at 795 Post. Amend sections of the Code of Ordinances concerning the City Commission districts and mayor selection. Term is to be aligned with the City Charter Amendment made in 2012. Add Chapter 11, Article 6, Section 330 concerning obstructing, impeding movement, or camping in public rights-of-way. Amend Chapter 19, Article 4, Section 10 concerning parks closure hours. And consider a map amendment to change the current zoning of the property located at 2405 Holly Avenue from Manufactured Housing Subdivision District to Multi-Family Dwelling District. The Alamogordo Parks and Recreation Advisory Board is holding a public meeting tomorrow at 6 p.m. That'll be at the Alamogordo Recreation Center. On Thursday at 9 a.m., the Otero County Commission regular meeting request approval for the Mobile Crisis Response Team's annual improvement plan, request approval of multi-line and law enforcement coverage for 2023, discuss and consider the reorganization of the board for 2024, and discuss the possibility of enacting a county's lodger's tax. The City of Alamogordo Animal Control is asking for your support by donations of dry and canned dog and cat food, towels and blankets, as well as leashes and collars. An Amazon wish list has been created. See the Alamogordo Animal Control Facebook page for details. Be advised that the Keep Alamogordo Beautiful Monte Vista Cemetery cleanup has been rescheduled. It's now going to happen on Saturday, February 3rd. The 45th Annual Otero County Legislative Prayer Breakfast is coming up on Friday, January 12th. We heard from Josh Beasley.
This has been going on in Alamogordo for 45 years. Every January, we gather together at various locations. We join together to say a prayer for our legislators and to show our support for our legislators. We're going to have a great breakfast, great speakers, all proceeds going to benefit the Alamogordo Senior Citizen Center.
Plates are $15, and the event will be held at the Alamo Senior Center. RSVP or get more information by calling 575-430-3313.
The City of Alamogordo reminds all that instead of tossing your Christmas tree to the curb, you can instead give it a second life and help keep Alamogordo beautiful by recycling your tree. This keeps your tree out of landfills and transforms it into fresh mulch for our parks and gardens. It's easy to do. Just strip it bare and then give the tree a good shake to loosen any lingering needles. Blocked trees and trees with artificial snow cannot be recycled. Drop the tree off behind the Sergeant Willie Estrada Memorial Civic Center or the Alamo Senior Center parking lot. Collection runs from January 2nd to January 28th. For Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio, I'm Kurt DeSoto.
Normally at this time, we would have an introspection with Pastor Johnny Walker. However, he was unavailable due to a scheduling conflict. We'll have a new episode next week. News from around the state in just a moment. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
AlamogordoTownNews.com is a locally owned website featuring local news matters from a local perspective that affects you, and we bring it to you directly. Plus, local sports, cultural arts, and events. Online, AlamogordoTownNews.com. Owned and operated by Second Life Media. We are Otero County.
Directory Plus is the right size book. It's the book if you need a phone book.
That's what just one person has to say about Directory Plus. With its red cover, features, colorful yellow pages, and lots more, it's no wonder people all over use Directory Plus.
It has so much more information. You can cross-check phone numbers or addresses or pretty much anything.
Look on the plus side, Directory Plus.
I'm a big fan of Directory Plus.
Kelso Montano, the 49-year-old Albuquerque man and former Bernalillo County firefighter, who's been accused of raping 3 sex workers from July 2020 through August 2023, pled not guilty in court yesterday to 3 counts of criminal sexual penetration, false imprisonment, and 9 other charges. He stood before Judge Jennifer Warnersbach. Montano is being held behind bars until his trial. That date has not yet been set. 16-year-old Louis Mugishawi-Mana has been arrested in connection with a fatal shooting a week ago today at an Albuquerque nightclub. He's been charged with murder, assault with a deadly weapon, shooting at an occupied building, unlawful possession of a handgun, as well as concealing his identity. Bernalillo County District Attorney Sam Bregman states that Mugishawi-Mana was indicted as an adult. A grand jury is charging him with first-degree murder. The New Mexico Supreme Court heard the oral arguments yesterday over whether the governor's executive public health orders are valid. Last September, Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham issued emergency public health orders surrounding gun violence and drug abuse. This banned guns in public places in Bernalillo County, but that provision was quickly rolled back to only ban guns in public parks and playgrounds. Opponents argue that the governor used her power to make these orders in a way not how the legislature intended. Jessica Hernandez, the attorney for the petitioners.
The most recent orders say this order shall take effect immediately and shall remain in effect until January 26th.
The Chief Justice argued that gun violence could be construed as a dangerous condition, as laid out under the law passed by legislation.
It can't be our constant state of being. It cannot be the public safety issues that we face each and every day and that the legislature legislates on every single session.
New Mexico Supreme Court Chief Justice C. Shannon Bacon also gave some pushback.
Who, to your mind or your client's mind, is the bad actor here? Who has exceeded their authority or not done their job? Because here the legislature handed this authority to the governor and said, here you go. We want you to have this broad power.
The attorney for the governor argued she was well within her rights to use the emergency statute the way she did by relying on the Secretary of the Department of Health to make the decision, and that the governor must be able to address emergencies when the legislature is not in session.
Waiting, a year for the legislature to come into session to maybe or maybe not fund programs that can help us study this is simply too little too late.
Stop the presses. Did you hear that? Did the attorney for the governor, Holly Agajanian, just imply that the legislature cannot be trusted to do things in a timely or correct fashion? Is that what's being said here?
It's a possibility.
Listen again.
Waiting, a year for the legislature to come into session to maybe or maybe not fund programs that can help us study this is simply too little too late.
So much for democracy. At several points, the Chief Justice questioned whether this entire argument is something the state Supreme Court should look at or whether it's something the legislature should have to sort out.
Our legislature very specifically enacted a broader statute with broader discretions. And if the legislature has the votes to change that, then they can change it.
The justices left off Monday, stating that they would put out their decision as time permits. The question of whether the public health order banning guns in parks and public playgrounds is something the federal court has yet to rule upon. What bothers me is all the chatter online, thanking the governor for protecting them. From what? It's already illegal to carry guns at parks and public playgrounds and schools. The people that are going to abide those laws are not going to carry guns in those places. The people who are going to break that law are going to. Experts, including one we had on this very station, have admitted that collecting firearms from law-abiding citizens does nothing to curb crime. So again, I have to ask, she protected you from what? Republican Representative Bill Rem of Albuquerque filed 5 bills on Thursday aimed at stopping crime in New Mexico. House Bill 43 would give New Mexico State Police $400,000 to buy tools that would engrave VIN numbers into catalytic converters. These tools could then be loaned to other law enforcement agencies or vehicle repair shops at no charge for engravings. House Bill 44 would change the way courts address the issue of holding up people accused of a crime before their trial. Right now, it's up to prosecutors to prove that the accused are dangerous and should remain in jail as they await trial. This would essentially shift that burden onto the defense. So once the court determines that there is a probable cause that the defendant committed a crime and that the prosecutors have made their case, it would be up to the defendant's lawyer to prove that the accused should be released while they await trial. House Bill 45 would add a few words to the state's existing law defining embezzlement. House Bill 46 enacts the penalty for a felon in possession of a firearm to a second-degree felony rather than third. House Bill 47 would make it a crime to carry a gun while trafficking a controlled substance and make that a third-degree felony. Representative Rem sent a letter to Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham requesting that she include the bills as part of the agenda for the upcoming 30-day session. That session begins Tuesday, January 16th. A deputy with the Colfax County Sheriff's Office needed rescuing from a blizzard that caused whiteout conditions yesterday in the northern part of the state. The deputy was rescued after the unit became stuck on a highway in the county. In a photo released by the Sheriff's Office, snow drifts began to build on the deputy's patrol unit. The deputy has been reported as being safe and sound. Officials with Eastern New Mexico University announced that their marching band, the Greyhound Sound, was crowned the Divisions 2 and 3 college winner for rock band Metallica's For Whom the Band Tolls marching band competition. The band's going to get to choose one customized package of musical equipment valued at $40,000. Congratulations! Sports and weather are next. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
They are role models and educators. Their work requires a great deal of time and energy for very little pay. Who are these unsung heroes?
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
The simple truth about education-based athletics in New Mexico is this. Without a committed team of coaches and administrators, it just wouldn't be possible. School sports, they bring out the best in all of us. This message presented by the New Mexico Activities Association and the New Mexico Athletic Directors Association.
There are 43 games for New Mexico girls basketball today, including Las Cruces at Roswell, Lake Arthur at Carrizozo, Cloudcroft at Dora, Mescalero at Hagerman, and Alamogordo heads to Santa Teresa. Go Lady Tigers! There are 48 games for New Mexico varsity basketball today, including New Mexico Military Institute at Loving, Las Cruces at Roswell, Mescalero at Hagerman, Cloudcroft at Dora, Tularosa heads to Hot Springs. Go Wildcats!
If you're passionate about supporting student athletes and performers while envisioning ambitious opportunities, the Alamogordo Public Schools Athletic Department is seeking community members to join the Blue Ribbon Committee. This committee aims to assess the requirements and potential for enhanced sports facilities, a performing arts center, and a natatorium. Click the link on the Alamogordo Public Schools Facebook page to register or for more information. For Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio, I'm Sarah Morrow.
Your Crazy Radio spot on weather forecast for the Tularosa Basin today calls for sunny skies, mostly clear tonight, sunny tomorrow. Your high today in the basin, 43, but wind chills are going to make it feel like it's 11. Low tonight of 25, high tomorrow, 53 degrees. In Cloudcroft, sunny skies with winds gusting as high as 30 miles per hour. Mostly clear tonight, winds gusting as high as 24. Sunny tomorrow, winds gusting as high as 30. Your high today in Cloudcroft, 26. Wind chill's going to make it feel like it's -8. Low tonight of 17. Wind chill's going to make it feel like it's 7. High tomorrow, 35. Wind chill's going to make it feel like it's 12 degrees. Local breaking news can be found on our website, alamogordotownnews.com, and our new Crazy Radio website is coming soon, so stay tuned for that information. You can also check out the Crazy KALH Radio YouTube channel. That's where we post our daily newscasts, complete interviews, and other information which concerns everyone in the Tularosa Basin. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel if you've not done so already. That way you too can remain informed of the goings-on in the Tularosa Basin. That concludes today's edition of Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.